Hi. So yesterday I heard the news that the guitarist from Children of Bodom, his name is Alexi Laiho, he passed away at the age of 41. So my first thought was that, wow, he was very young. I was aware of the band Children of Bodom, but it was not a band that I listened to frequently. But yesterday I decided to, start listening to their albums. I started with the first one. And I thought it would be a good idea to do a ranking of their entire discography and do a tribute. But I decided I'll do the tribute in a separate video, and so here it is. This is not going to be too long. Now, I think the one thing that amazed me when I did my research was that Alexi was very young. The band Children of Bodom, they've been around since like the late 90s, so if you do the math, so the first album was released in 1997. He was born in 1979, which means he was only 18 when that album was released. What a great achievement. Such a young kid, young age, you're doing this band. But I did some more research and I found that he formed the band in 1993 with a drummer, Jaska Raikkonen. Sorry if I butchered the name. But he started that band and he was only 14. Now, at that time, the band was called In Earth. But, you could see he was a kid, but he was just very focused and motivated. He was very influential guitarist. Now, he used a lot of like alternate tunings on his guitars, such as D standard, dropped C, dropped B. Now, there are probably some of you who don't know what I'm talking about, but these are ways for a guitar player to tune their guitar, give it a more like a heavy, maybe more like a crunchy sound. Try to think of bands like those new metal bands. For example, Korn did that a lot, and that's kind of like the sound. But he was probably one of like the first people to do that. Now, the sound of the band Children of Bodom, it might take some time to get used to. If you're not a metalhead, think of Metallica's symphonic album, the S&M albums, like the 1 and 2. So the band uses a lot of like symphonic elements. The vocals are harsh. I haven't really heard any clean vocals on the songs. I don't know if there are clean vocals on the later albums, but I'll find that out later. It's a type of death metal, but it can be a little more like accessible than some of the other like extreme metal bands. I listened to their albums and I noticed they play a lot of like different styles too. So it's kind of hard to put them into like one subgenre. They're usually considered like melodic death metal, but I heard a lot of different influences, black, thrash, almost everything going on. So Alexi has been in many different bands. He's a very hard-working guy. So in Children of Bodom, he was on 11 studio albums. The band Synergy, he was on 3 albums. The band, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this, but it's called Kailut. So he's on 4 albums. He had 1 studio album with Nazarene, 3 albums with the band Warman. And he also made many like guest appearances. Some of the bigger names are Annihilator, Megadeth, and Marty Friedman. So that's all. I just wanted to do a short tribute, and I will do that ranking video later. I just need to listen to a few more of the albums and kind of, plan it all out and everything. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.